Hey, what is up, everybody? I'm here to give you guys the Retro Wrestling Review Series, Season 9, Episode 5, and this is going to be the season finale of the season. If you want to check out all the episodes from this season or this show in general, you can click on the playlist right up there for all of my Retro Wrestling Review Series show. Um, and yeah, so since this is the season finale in this video, I'm going to be doing my WWE Battleground info session. Pretty much gonna go over, all the statistics behind Battleground, and I'm gonna go over the best competitors, which is pretty much all of an opinion, the worst competitors, and the best and worst matches in Battleground history. Um, so I don't really know how long this video is going to be because I don't have a lot written down for it. But let's just get right into it. So in total, there have been 4 battleground events. Um, and Battleground, the first one was in 2013, and the most recent one was in 2016. Um, and the highest attended battleground was last year's WWE Battleground 2016. Um, it was the attendance was 15,109 people, um, and the lowest attendance actually tied at 2 battlegrounds. It's between WWE Battleground 2013 and Battleground 2015. They both have 11,000 people in attendance. Not necessarily sure why that's only 11,000 people showed up, but yeah, um, that's apparently the case. So I'm not really sure why that would be the case. And now going over the superstars that has the best win loss record. Um, the superstar that has the best win loss record in battleground history um, is I'm trying to find it. Find him. John Cena. That's actually you would think that to be a surprise, but yeah, it is John Cena. He has the best win loss record. He's 3-0 at Battleground. Uh, in 2014, he successfully defended his WWE World Heavyweight Championship in a fatal 4-way match against Kane, Randy Orton, and Roman Reigns. And then in 2015, he successfully defended his United States Championship against Kevin Owens, which he should not have, but he did. And then in 2016, last year, um, he was in a 6-man tag team match where he teamed up with Enzo Amore and Big Cass to defeat the club. So overall, John Cena has the best win-loss record in Battleground history. Uh, you know, the people, and we're gonna find out tonight, since Battleground tonight, if John Cena um, will continue to be undefeated or if he will finally get a loss at Battleground. And then as for the person with the worst win loss record. It's actually tied at 2 superstars, Roman Reigns and Kofi Kingston. Yeah, believe it or not, Roman Reigns has never won a match at Battleground. Roman Reigns, in 2013, he was in a tag team match where him and Seth Rollins lost to Cody Rhodes and Goldust in the Rhodes family in Jeopardy match. Um, and then in 2014, he lost that fatal 4-way match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship that ended up being won by John Cena, where it also included Kane and Randy Orton. In 2015, he lost to Bray Wyatt. And then in 2016, he was in a triple threat match for the WWE Championship between himself, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins. And Dean Ambrose ended up walking out with the victory and retaining his WWE Championship. So Roman Reigns is 0-4. He's never won a match at Battleground. However, Roman Reigns' his record is going to stay that way because Roman Reigns isn't wrestling on Battleground tonight. And then as for Kofi Kingston, yeah, his record, he's also never won a match at Battleground. He's been at all 4 events. In 2013, he lost a match to Bray Wyatt. Um, in 2014, he lost a battle royal to become the Intercontinental Championship. He was eliminated by Cesaro, and then in 2015, um, him and Big E lost a WWE Tag Team Championship match to the Primetime Players. And then in 2016, last year, he was a part of a six-man tag team match with Big E and Xavier Woods, known as the New Day, where they ended up losing a match to the Wyatt family, being Bray Wyatt, Eric Rowan, and Braun Strowman. So, yeah, Kofi Kingston never won a match of Battleground history. Kofi Kingston, though, has a chance to win that tonight since he's wrestling at Battleground. He has a chance to not have the worst win-loss record in Battleground history if he can win tonight. We're gonna find that out in due time. But yeah, that's the worst win-loss record. And now as for title defenses and when titles have changed hands, I'm gonna go through all those. The WWE Championship has been defended 4 times at Battleground, and it's never changed hands. And then the World Heavyweight Championship was defended once and has never changed hands. We have the Intercontinental Championship has been defended twice, and it's only changed hands um, once in 2014 when The Miz won a Intercontinental Championship Battle Royal, but there was going to be a new champion anyway since the title was vacant. So, but that still technically counts as a new champion being crowned. The United States Championship was defended twice, and it's never changed hands. The WWE Tag Team Championships were defended twice, and they've never changed hands. And then the WWE Divas Championship has been defended twice, and it's never changed hands. So overall, not a lot of championships have changed hands at Battleground. We're going to find out tonight because tonight the United States title is being defended and the WWE Championship's being defended. So we're going to find out if that title history, if that history is going to change. And then we have the best and worst battlegrounds. I'm going to go over, since there's only been 4 in existence, I'm going to go over the worst first and then go on to the best. The worst battleground ever in history is WWE Battleground 2013. This was actually the first battleground, and it's the worst battleground ever. Mainly because of the fact that they have a lot of just average matches, a lot of bad booking decisions, and the show just sucks. The main event, it doesn't have a finish when it was promised that there would be a new champion crowned, and it's just an awful event. And then pretty much though, as the year progressed with Battleground, they got better. 2014 would be the next best one. It has some good matches on there, some nice booking decisions. Make some nice future superstars. So overall, 2014's a good Battleground. And then we have 2015 has some great matches on that show, and has some decent booking decisions. That's the one thing that hurts that show is it doesn't have a lot of great booking decisions, but it's got some great matches. And some people, some booking decisions do make up for it. So overall, 2015 is a good one, and then 2016 is the best one because it's got some great matches. It was the last WWE pay per view before the brand split really took shape. Was the last time we were going to see certain matches from certain superstars, and it's got some great booking decisions and just some, a lot of the match of the year that I've voted some of the best matches in Battleground history are on that show. So can't really go on there. It's only really got one bad match on it, so I got to go with 2016. So you can definitely see as Battleground, progressed throughout the years, it's gotten better and better and better. So we're gonna find out if that's gonna be the same case tonight. So we're gonna have to wait and see. Hopefully that ends up being the case. And yeah, I think also will help Battleground improve it since it's the show between Money in the Bank and SummerSlam. In this case, it wasn't the case, but those were like the two big shows. It's definitely helped build up to SummerSlam. I thought very well. So, and I think that when they moved it up to there, that's what made it better. When it was just in October in 2013, it didn't really feel like a special pay per view. Um, Then moving on, we have the worst competitors in Battleground history. We have number 5, the Great Khali. You know, the Great Khali's never been the best wrestler anyways, so that kind of puts him on that list. He had a pretty all-right tag match when he teamed up with Santino Marella to take on the Real Americans. He had a pretty lame appearance inside the Battle Royal for the Intercontinental Championship, where he was just eliminated right away. So, Great Khali, not the best competitor. We also have Curtis Axel. He had a pretty lame Intercontinental Championship match without Truth, and then he had a pretty lame appearance in the Battle Royal the next year for the Intercontinental Championship. And then we have the Big Show. Technically, I know the Big Show hasn't had a match at Battleground ever, but every time he's shown up there, it's always failed. You know, he interrupted the main event between Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan and just made that main event a huge clusterfuck, really. Um, and yeah, just kind of left everybody pissed off. And then he just randomly showed up at Battleground 2015 and knocked out The Miz. So overall, Big Show is number 3 for that reason. I didn't put him as number 1 because he really has. I did take in consideration that he really hasn't had a match at Battleground, but his appearances have always failed at Battleground. So I also took that into effect. Then we got number 2, Ryback. Ryback has had probably had the worst Battleground match ever, um, being his match with CM Punk in Battleground 2013, and then he went on to in 2014 have a pretty lame appearance in the Intercontinental Championship Battle Royal. So Ryback's number 2, but number 1 is R-Truth. The reason why he is every time he showed up at Battleground, the match failed. His storyline was always bad. You know, in 2013, like I said, he was in that lame Intercontinental Championship match with Curtis Axel. In 2014, he had a pretty lame appearance in the Intercontinental Championship Battle Royal. And then in 2015, he had in 2015, he had a pretty average match with Ken Barrett in a battle for the crown match where he was wrestling as Ken What's Up. So uh, those are like the worst Battleground competitors ever. And then the best competitors, some of them are going to come as a shock to you. We have number 5, Bray Wyatt. He's always had some pretty interesting storylines and pretty good matches on that show. You know, in 2013, when it was really white hot, he had a pretty decent match with Kofi Kingston, and then in 2014, he had a pretty good match with Chris Jericho, and then in 2015, he had a good match with Roman Reigns, and the storylines and going into those matches were pretty interesting. And then in 2016, he had a pretty decent 6-man tag team match when he teamed up with his Wyatt family members, Eric Rowan and Braun Strowman, to face the New Day members, Big E, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods. And the psychology in that match was pretty good. So Bray Wyatt's had some pretty good matches. He's actually 3-1 at Battleground. I was gonna actually say that he had the best record, but I forgot that he had lost to Chris Jericho in 2014. So that's what makes him not have the best record. But Bray Wyatt's had some good, pretty big spots and pretty good matches at Battleground. And then we have number 4, John Cena. I can't deny the fact that he's one of the best competitors at Battleground. You know, he's he was in a really good Fatal 4-Way match with Roman Reigns, Kane, and Randy Orton, and then he was in a great United States Championship match against Kevin Owens at the 2015 Battleground. And then in 2016, he had that really good 6-man tag team match when he teamed up with Enzo Amore and Big Cass to face the Club. The only issue is with John Cena's Battleground matches is he beat Kevin Owens at 2015 when he should not have, and he did miss a Battleground in 2013, and his matches, and the other 3 competitors have just had better matches than him. Let me talk about the other 3 now. So we have number 3, Roman Reigns. I know it's surprising. I'm putting Roman Reigns as number 3 as best overall Battleground competitor. I've talked about this before. I don't think Roman Reigns is a terrible talent. He's not unusable. It's just the way that they feature him and the way they force him down the throat as a baby face when nobody wants to cheer him is what drives us nuts. But you have Roman Reigns, and he's gone out there and had some really damn good battleground matches. He's had some really damn good storylines in there. In 2013, he had the best match on that show, and actually, the only really good thing on that show when he wrestled when him and Seth Rollins teamed up to face Cody Rhodes and Goldust in that Rhodes family and Jeopardy match. And then in 2014, he was in that Fatal 4-Way match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship between, when it was John Cena himself, Kane, and Randy Orton. And that was a pretty good match. He had a really good showing in that match. And then in 2015, he had a pretty good match with Bray Wyatt. Actually, a really good match with Bray Wyatt. They told a really good story in that match. And then in 2016, he was in that tremendous, fantastic triple threat match where he ended up facing Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. So, you have Roman Reigns has had some really good matches. The reason why he's not number one is because, quite frankly, the number one and two have been a little bit better, and he's also never won at Battleground, which you also have to take that into effect. I know the other two hardly haven't either, but you can't deny that this next person deserves to be number two, and that next person is Kevin Owens. The reason why he's number two, I know he hasn't never won because in 2015 he lost to John Cena for the United States Championship, and then in 2016 he lost to Sami Zayn, but he's been in some really fantastic matches at Battleground. Like I said, his match with Cena for the U.S. title. He had a really good showing. And then in 2016 he had the best match on that show against Sami Zayn in a fantastic feud. And it's probably the best match in Battleground history. So that match deserves to be. So he deserves to be number two. The reason why he's not is because he hasn't wrestled a lot at Battleground. And yeah, he just hasn't. He's only shown up at two events, and like I said, his win-loss record doesn't help him either. But he's had some fantastic matches at Battleground. I suggest you go watch the one with John Cena for the U.S. title, and especially the one against Sami Zayn in the big blow-off match. And then we have number one, Seth Rollins. The reason why I'm picking Seth Rollins, I know he doesn't have the best win-loss record himself, but Seth Rollins, every time he's had a match at Battleground, he's had the best featured match you could possibly assume. He was always in the white hot angles, and he's in the best storylines, and he had pretty big spots at Battleground, which is why I put him as number one, because his matches are the ones you cared about the most. In 2013, he was in the best storyline when it was him and Roman Reigns going up against Cody Rhodes and Goldust in the Rhodes family and Jeopardy match. 2014, he was in a white hot program with Dean Ambrose, and even though they didn't have a match, they had the best probably part of that show where they got into that big brawl. 2015, he was he got to wrestle Brock Lesnar at 2015, which was really damn special. Who can say not a lot of wrestlers nowadays can say they've wrestled Brock Lesnar because he only really wrestles the part timers. So yeah, Seth Rollins wrestled Brock Lesnar, and then in 2016 he was in the tremendous triple threat match against Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, and then that would be yeah. Like I said, even though he hasn't won, he was always in the most important storyline, which I think definitely counts for something. He always cared about his matches, and I know I say that Seth Rollins. But those are the best competitors anyhow. I don't even know where I was going with it, but it's those five competitors I just mentioned. The reason I was gonna put Dean Ambrose on this list, but I also have to take into effect that yes, he was at Battleground in 2013, but he didn't wrestle, and then he was absent from 2015, 2014. He lost technically by forfeit to Seth Rollins, and then 2016 he's only really won one match. So I couldn't really put Dean Ambrose. He'd be like an honorable mention, I would say though. Um, and then we have the best part. Going through the matches, I'm going to start with the worst matches first. The worst matches in Battleground history. Um, so let's get right into it. In 2013, you have the Intercontinental Championship match. Intercontinental Champion Curtis Axel versus R-Truth. It's just not that good. It's a pretty bad match. Does not belong on a pay-per-view, and it just was boring. So that's why I put it as number five. Um, White person went over those, so that's good. And then number four, I have the match from WWE Battleground 2014 Kickoff, Cameron versus Naomi. That's just a terrible match because Cameron's a terrible wrestler, and they get into a pretty crappy brawl. Cameron, the one person won with Cameron winning, so I don't get why that happened. So terrible match. Um, and then we have the next match from that same show, WWE Battleground 2014 Kickoff, Adam Rose versus Fandango. It's really just a match where it makes Fandango look like a crap. The match has no purpose behind it, and the match literally is 2 minutes long, so I don't get why they did that match. And then we have the next match. Even though this match isn't technically worse, but because the two kickoff matches, people are gonna forget about this as a match. I don't think anybody ever will forget about. It's it's from Battleground 2016 Intercontinental Championship match. Intercontinental Champion The Miz with Maurice ringside versus Darren Young with Bob Backlund ringside. Not that good of a match. Has a crappy finish where where the match just ends out of nowhere, and there was no real point for it not to have a finish since they were both being drafted to different brands. So don't get that. Then we have the worst match though in Battleground history. It's from Battleground 2013, CM Punk versus Ryback. The reason why this one is the worst match in Battleground history is because this was at a time when CM Punk, you could totally see it when you watch this match back now, was just losing his passion for professional wrestling, and he just really didn't care. He was just showing up. Ryback was just a terrible wrestler. And this match, they just never had good chemistry together, obviously, because you know that they hate each other. So the match is terrible. It's got that shitty ass Paul Heyman storyline. I forgot to mention, Paul Heyman was accompanying Ryback to this match, and he was also accompanying Ryback, Curtis Axel to his Intercontinental Championship match against R-Truth. But it's got that shitty storyline. The finish is terrible, where CM Punk hits a low blow on Ryback to win, and it's just an awful match. I wouldn't suggest it. But yeah, those are, if you want to see how bad those matches are, I would suggest them. But those are just awful matches. But then we got the best battleground matches in history, and I say these are the best because these were really damn good matches, and I would suggest you check these matches out if you want if you want to check out any matches from past battlegrounds. So I'm going to start off from number five. We have the 2 out of 3 falls match for the WWE Tag Team Championships. WWE Tag Team Champions The Usos versus Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, and this is from WWE Battleground 2014. It's just a fantastic match. These were 2 of the best tag teams at that time, really throwing everything that they could. And I obviously liked how they had Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, who were the bigger team, dominate the first half of the matchup and really take the Usos, and then the Usos get lucky and get a fall, and then just have it be really back and forth. The moves they were hitting moves on each other you wouldn't normally see them hit, like the double superplex by Eric Rowan, the Usos hitting the splash and kicking out, and then eventually when the Usos hit like the double splash off the top turnbuckle. So I think that's a really damn good 2 out of 3 falls match, and I would totally suggest you check it out. And that's one. Then we have number 4. We have the Rhodes family and Jeopardy match. Cody Rhodes and Goldust with Dusty Rhodes versus Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns with Dean Ambrose. And this is from WWE Battleground 2013. It's just a really good match. Tells a great story. The emotion of Cody Rhodes and Goldust trying to fight for their jobs since they have been fired. Seeing Cody Rhodes and Goldust and Dusty Rhodes together again was awesome, and it's obviously a better moment now since Dusty Rhodes is no longer with us. And this is just has it, and then you have the moment where Dusty Rhodes hits the bubonic elbow on Dean Ambrose, and then obviously the best moment is when Cody Rhodes and Goldust win, and they finally get their jobs back. That's just a great feel good moment. And this was the first time that anybody really had gotten one up on the Shield, and everybody had really gotten one up on the Authority since they were becoming a huge faction. So overall, I would say that would be like the next. That's why that's a really damn good match. And then we have number 3. This is the United States Championship match. United States Champion John Cena versus Kevin Owens from WWE Battleground 2015. John Cena and Kevin Owens have always had really damn good matches. This was not the case. Same case here. The phenomenal match. Both men, this was at a time where the John Cena raised their credibility in that United States Championship, and it was just really damn good. Only problem with that match is the person that won, Kevin Owens, really should have won that match to show that he was a viable opponent for John Cena and really show that he really push him into superstardom, but it didn't happen. But other than that, the match is really damn good. And then we have the next match. It's a WWE Championship match. WWE Champion Dean Ambrose. It's a triple threat match, by the way, too. So let me say it again. We have a triple threat match for the WWE Championship. WWE Champion Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns, and this is from Battleground 2016. Really fantastic match. These were obviously all these 3 members of the Shield were, finally getting it out because everybody had wanted to see this match. It has everything in it. It's got that moment where Seth Rollins turns on the Shield because he hits Ambrose in the back with Fear and Reigns in the back. It's got the double power bomb through the table. It's just got really damn good storytelling. It's a match we had finally wanted to see. This was going to be the last time we were going to see this match for a while because of the brand split. So it really made the match. White person, I would say, went over in Dean Ambrose. So really good match. And then obviously we got the best match ever in Battleground history. This is from Battleground 2016. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. Got really good storytelling. This is the big blow-off match of the feud. It's got a great storytelling with both guys trying to hurt each other because they want to put an end to this feud. And then it's obviously got that final moment where Sami Zayn hits the Haluva kick, and then Sami Zayn catches Owens in his hands, and then hits Owens again, in spite of Kevin Owens, just because how much he hated him. You could just feel like that these 2 guys really wanted to put an end to this, and it really made it's the best match in Battleground history. And by these 2 matches being number 1 and 2, that's why Battleground 2016 is also the best match, and also some of the reasons I put Seth Rollins as the best competitor, because Seth Rollins really takes over this list, as well as Kevin Owens. So that's why I put them as some of the best as the best 2 Battleground competitors, because in history. So overall, that's pretty much my Battleground info session. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And yeah, this is pretty much the end of the season. Battlegrounds tonight. I'm glad I was able to get this season done before Battleground tonight, so that's great. And as for what my next season's gonna be, I haven't decided yet fully. So I'm gonna post. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to post on the Facebook page what my next past wrestling review will be when I get there. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in to this video. Please make sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't, and make sure you click on the bell so that way every time I upload a video, you'll get the notification for it. Make sure you do the same for the CM Brothers that don't want to talk in the channel. Click on the bell, subscribe, and if you click on the bell, you'll get notifications every time I upload videos on there. And that's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later.